Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. If you guys remember, on our last episode, I did speculate that the balance update will be arriving on the next downtime. Well, seems I was right. I guess I'm worthy of the title of Nostradamus yet. Well, in my defense, this was not an information given to us, the official content creators. This was mostly my deduction as a result of assessing the developer's roadmap on Trello. The main reason? Well, the balance update / version needed to be pushed through sooner than later, as the developers really need to be done with it and continue with the rest of the proposed content, well, to meet the delivery deadline of the roadmap until August 2021. August 2021 will mark the 1-year milestone of Eve Echoes since its launch, if you guys don't know. We also have the exploration latest reveal that I will be covering in the next episode or episodes, which truly does bring us joy, and I'm really happy about the exploration coming, even though it's going to be arriving early June. But I'm really happy we'll be having it all together, and honestly I'll do my best to present my take of it and all the cool aspects about it. But for now, we will contemplate on what's happening and how much of the balance update was changed and how many of the issues raised by the community have been addressed. We can start off by saying nothing much, quote unquote. I think these are the best words to describe what has changed. There are some important changes directly visible, such as the removal of the Dominic's damage nerf. I was really happy about this. However, it was replaced with a nerf to its capacitor, but I think this is only fair because the Dominic's was mostly the powerhouse of PvE content in terms of accessible Empire faction battleships. Plus, it was the most versatile of them all. We also have the removal of the nerf on shield field modules, having 5000% signature radius increase. I didn't see this in the patch. Needless to say that this nerf would have rendered the Phantasm and the Succubus roll bonus close to being useless. So that's a thumbs up. Also, my prayers have been heard, and the Maelstrom Striker, the thing that was not supposed to be there, was finally removed, and the standard Maelstrom was added instead as the tech level 10 battleship for the Minmatar, as it should be, and it now falls in design with the rest of the Empire factions. Well, the Maelstrom Striker was pretty much not supposed to be there, and the Tempest Striker should have been there instead, although I didn't see any Tempest Striker in the patch notes. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but all the other ships, all the other factions, Empire factions, have, like the Raven Striker, which is a tech level 9, moved to Striker to tech level 10. We've got the Apocalypse moved to tech level 10 as in the Striker form, and of course the Megathron in a Striker form on the tech level 10. So it would be best to have like a Tempest or Typhoon Striker, but I would argue mostly that the Tempest should fit that role on a tech level 10. And of course, good thing they removed the Maelstrom Striker. Also new stuff was added, like the Rattlesnake receiving a damage buff, the Macariel, if I'm not mistaken, as well. The Angel Null Space received a nerf in terms of its profitability. Navigation rig blueprints were removed, and instead they were added to Sancha Space. Now you get to find missile rig blueprints in Angel Space. This highly affects Angel Space, taking away close to 60% out of its profitability, as navigation rigs, well, you got the speed rigs, the agility rigs, and of course the most wanted warp stabilization rigs are some of the most used rigs with decent pricings on the market. That's a big hit. All weapon systems got a damage buff, but in my opinion this is a fake buff. Like the tracking and explosion velocity radius problems still remain, making this buff pretty much useless. You can't apply damage if you can't hit shit. Faction ships got some extra HP, and that's better than nothing. Unfortunately, a lot of the feedback and suggestions weren't even considered, as the case of large missile system issue not being addressed. Explosion radius and velocity for these weapons type continue to suffer, while missile battleships can't even deal with tacklers without a decent complement of 5 small drones like in EVE Online per se, which is close to impossible. Actually, it is impossible to achieve in EVE Echoes, given the current design of drones, as in drone tubes instead of bandwidth. So even though you want to, I don't know, fend off against interceptors, you only have like 1 or 2 drones at best. Even though you put like small drones, if those get removed, you won't even have the sufficient DPS to break a Scepter's tank. And he can just destroy them one by one and keep you pointed. Same goes for the turrets and tracking. In my opinion, only medium and small weapon systems seem to be viable at this point, in terms of tracking, explosion velocity, blah blah blah, without specialized ammo like, let's say, precision missile types or different bonus types in terms of turret ammo. Well, this problem will continue to plague large weapon system users, missile and turrets alike. Type 3 bombers continue to be redundant, and their addition to the game makes no fucking sense. Something similar might be said about all Type 3 ships that were added, as it just builds upon the flawed verticality issue we've been talking about, not addressing the issues with the current ships, but just adding stuff on top makes it for a weird pyramid scheme. In terms of design, we all know pyramid schemes are shit. The destroyer problem not addressed, making it so that the destroyer's usage throughout the game will continue to dwindle until little to no destroyers will be used at all, given the upcoming content. Interdiction destroyers and interdiction cruiser gun nerf remains pretty much the same. While I do understand the nerf, I still consider that the nerf is too big that the use is now fleet exclusive, and the base role as destroyers or cruisers has now been almost completely destroyed. Yeah. See what I did there? Yeah, not funny. The good parts remain as the armor buffs and that little speed buff to destroyers, plus I'd say the power grid fittings of ridiculous size modules on small ships that previously allowed them to abuse unbalanced buffs and boosts, so that's a thumbs up for me. The developers did mention in an announcement in the EVE Echoes official Discord that there's a bigger picture, and they actually posted a photo of the Trello dev roadmap remaining until August. I think it would be best if they should explain what this bigger picture is, and I don't know how the update balance of right now is intertwined with the upcoming content. Because, I don't know how to put this, but while some of us struggle to see that bigger picture and try to understand how this will play out for the long run, most of the player base feels betrayed. The devs move on and continue to focus on delivering new things, but for some players, the exodus has begun. All these comments are littered with hope, some of them with real sadness, and where hope was, it definitely got crushed once the balance update was announced in the official Discord. But the most disheartening one of them all is this one. Many players waved goodbye, and some of them are about to do so. And honestly, I woke up receiving contracts similar to this one. While I'm deeply saddened and humbled by these donations, I will state this. I will keep hold of all this ISK and items, basically without touching them until August. If you come back, I will gladly contract you back everything, as it is not mine to keep. After August, I will be giving them back to the community as they were given to me. I will try to morph these sad moments into happy ones for other players to enjoy and hopefully make good use of them. As the patch notes were revealed, I guess this is only fair that our community question of the week giveaway comes to an end. Question was, do you think they'll fix the balance update? This is one question now that I wished I didn't get an answer to. The winners are Davey Powell with the comment, frankly speaking, I don't think they're going to change the patch that much. As someone who has played many Chinese mobile games, even some from NetEase, to generally tier base, with an exponential difference in strength between tiers. Not putting them down, but I don't think that they can handle the complexity of fleshing out ship usability as it is done in EVE. As such, we end up with the current tier system in-game, something they are more used to coding. However, this game is targeted at EVE vets or persons who have played EVE, and it's a different game, yes, but everyone, me, expected it to just be a simplified version of EVE on mobile. Long story short, I don't think there are going to be a lot of changes to what we saw on the test server. Perhaps just rebuffing some ships that they nerfed, destroyers, all of them. Perhaps nerfing those darn OP tech level 10 interceptors. As far as I can see, it's all up in the clouds. Please surprise me, NetEase. There's not much to say here. He's pretty much right. And he kind of nailed it. Unfortunately, the surprise is not so much of a surprise. It is a surprise because some of us actually hoped and some of us actually expected something to be changed and addressed. It did not happen, at least not on the scale that we expected it to happen. Moving on to our next winner is Catalin Barbu with the comment, they will stay with their balanced plan until pilots will start leaving the universe and the devs will rethink the balance. So prepare for a holiday from the game, guys. Congratulations, Davey and Catalin. Please leave a comment below with your in-game name and your character ID to locate it in the character sheet so I can pass that information to the people responsible handing over the prizes. Also, please stay tuned, as in tomorrow's video I will be dissecting in depth the exploration reveal and what it means for the future of EVE Echoes. And of course, I will prepare our next community question of the week. That's it for today. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching, and a very big shout out to my channel supporters. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.